What?
Get this only nowhere else but you, Kevin and Zach. Kevin, I'm not gonna lie.
Now we're not look at this. A carved penguin. There it is. There it is.
Oh no. Are the O's fine? Are the Orioles fine, Kevin?
It's so embarrassing. I was so embarrassed.
Okay. The Orioles stole it. That game was stolen. It was stolen from them, then they stole it right back.
What?
Oh my god.
Wait, what's going on? What is happening?
What is going? Was it a diving play? He bobbled the ball.
What is happening? Are they challenging it? No. Other wall. No.
Kevin, I don't know what you saw, how much you saw. I've been chugging champagne. Sure, I spilled a lot, but what a game, man.
He will be the legendary
Bird Fish.
How about that?
Bird Fish fans, stand up. We did it.
What can I say? What can I say? What can I say?
Yeah, Kevin, what can we say? What a day across the National Football League. Just another Sunday of joy, happiness, excitement. None of that in Baltimore. Kevin, how are we doing?
I feel like that entire intro just kind of like encapsulated today. That game was stolen. It was stolen. And yes, this game was stolen, as well as the Ravens just didn't play good enough. But I guess you can't say one thing without people thinking you don't think the other, which I think both is true.
Yeah.
But
Ravens could have played better. Refs definitely did not help.
No, I am. You know how the NBA has like the last 2-minute report. I feel like the NFL does like the pool reporters after like the pool referee or whatever, like the pool report that comes out with the ref, and I feel like they need to do that and put out like last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, something like that. I feel like that would be, especially late in games, because I mean this was pretty egregious throughout the entirety of the game, especially because it felt like every momentum call went against the Ravens. Like there were 2 plays that directly cost the Ravens points and 1 play that essentially cost the Ravens points. But again, don't leave it up to the refs. Yeah. That's what I said all day today. So that's what happened.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's like, did the referees and some calls that were made or not made impact the outcome of the game? Yes, of course. But could the Ravens have overcome those things and still had opportunity to overcome them and still win this game despite those calls? Yes. The likely drop, you still had, 3 downs after that? That was first down, correct? Or was that second? I think it was first. Was it?
It was not third. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, not third. But yeah, you had at least 2 more chances to get it.
Yes.
Like you still had opportunities. I mean, say what you want on that very intriguing personal foul on the field goal. You still could have stopped them. It was first down. Yeah, so you had 3 chances. Yes, it was difficult because they
technically put 2 because they kicked the field goal instead of going for it on 4th. But yes, you're I know what you're saying.
No, the
likely one, they were down 8, so they opted to kick the field goal to go down 5.
Yes. So 2.
So they had 2. Yeah. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So it just they had chances, and it just felt like even despite the refs, you had an opportunity at the end to win it. Like you had an opportunity to take the lead, and they couldn't do it, and they outrushed the Steelers by like 170 yards.
Oh my God, the Steelers couldn't run the ball to save their lives. I mean, it was ridiculous.
And I mean, it's just, that's kind of what it came down to. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. It came down to the Steelers couldn't run the ball, but Aaron Rodgers had honestly one of his best days I've seen. I mean, DK Metcalf over the top could not be stopped. It was just, but yeah, I mean, talk about disappointment.
Yeah, and it's just little things, man. Like Luke missing the extra point that, essentially if the Ravens had gotten that extra point, then when they scored their touchdown, they could have gone for 2. And then if they had gotten that 2-point conversion with the extra point, it would have been a 3-point game instead of a 5-point game. And they could have just had to kick a field goal to tie it at the end instead of have to go for the touchdown. So it's little things like that. A couple of penalties on Ronnie Stanley were declined, like Rashad dropping that ball for a first down or a touchdown, whatever it would have been.
And it was Rashad dropping the ball because Likely's touchdown was down 27-22. So they were down 5.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
yeah, Rashad was the one.
Yeah, and now, there's new footage that's come out. I guess it's not new footage, but Brian Baldinger.
He was so open.
Yeah, Brian Baldinger talked about, how that ball to Andrews on 4th and 5 was probably intended for D-Hop. He was wide open, and you could kind of see the dismay on both Hopkins and Lamar when Andrews tipped that ball down. Honestly, there should have been pass interference on that play on Andrews regardless, but, again, you can't leave it up to the refs. And I mean, it's unfortunate, the Ravens again, actually in the red zone, what did they actually finish in the red zone? I don't actually know. 2 of 6 in the red zone, which will actually lower their number again. They're already the 3rd worst red zone offense in the league. That's going to lower their number because they're converting like a 46% clip. So they might be the worst red zone offense in the NFL at the end of this week. They were the best red zone offense in the NFL last year. So it's disappointing because, with the way the AFC is, I mean, obviously we all just watched or saw Kansas City lose to the Texans. And of course, the year Kansas City is down and out and the Ravens are like, oh, that's the team that they need to beat. And I guess Buffalo to an extent too, because they're 0-2 in the playoffs against them in the Lamar era. But even still, Buffalo's not having a great year either. I know it's just all these teams, the Colts now with Daniel Jones, that's super unfortunate. I feel terrible for him with that injury, but it seems like the Colts aren't going to make the playoffs now. I would probably anticipate.
I didn't anticipate it being this way with injury, but I do want to say I called it when I said the Colts were missing the playoffs.
I've been super impressed with Jacksonville this year.
Their defense.
Jacksonville. And that AFC South, Houston's defense is one of the best defenses we've seen in a long time. That defense is legit. And so it makes me feel a little better that the Ravens kind of had what happened to them happen in that Texans game in week 5. But, man, just all these teams, and you might not even get in the dance. I mean, the Ravens have to climb out of a huge hole to get to the postseason here because
they have to win out. You have to win every game.
Yeah, there are worlds where they can go 3-1, but that loss cannot be to Cincinnati next week, or else they're screwed. So, because their division record, Pittsburgh's 3-1 in the division with Browns and Ravens left. Baltimore is 2-2 with Bengals and Steelers left. So, can't do that.
Yeah, and I mean, finish? They're officially at the moment 3-5, I believe, at home. So, going to be only the 3rd losing record at home in franchise history. I mean, that's crazy. That's something. Crazy. Yeah. One, that they are so consistent that they've only had 3 losing records in franchise history. But I mean, in a year where, Kevin, let's be honest, people thought the floor was 12 wins. People thought the floor was 13 wins. It looked like this team on paper, everyone was like, this is the Super Bowl favorite. It's not. I mean, it has been anything but, and it's been like that for a lot of teams. Obviously, you have Kansas City, who looks atrocious, but it's brutal. It has been one of, like you said earlier, this is maybe the worst year you could ever imagine for the Ravens to be doing this, because I mean, Buffalo doesn't look good. They obviously had a really, good win against the Bengals today with Joe Burrow back, but like, you're not afraid of them. The Chiefs aren't making the playoffs, it looks like. Like, this was the year. This was the year to do it. And this of all years being the one that you couldn't get it done, or you might not even make the playoffs. That's disappointing.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, this is what I said on the squad show with Sam and Keel.
Yeah.
I essentially said that when you're the Ravens and their thing over the last handful of seasons has been missing the playoffs, or not missing, sorry, missing the mark in the playoffs, not being able to, meet the moment, not being able to go out and actually perform. But it's all kind of passed over, not like from us, but like from, I think, the organization, because of like, oh, wow, well, look, they're a great regular season team, and they always like step up in the regular season, and, they always win double-digit games, and, that's consistency. But when you lose that, what else do you have? Like, when that's what they kind of hang their hat on, what else do you have as a team? And for specifically John Harbaugh, because that's been, I think, the main reason for people wanting him to stay, is like, well, hey, John is good for 10. It's like with Tomlin in Pittsburgh, right? Oh, he doesn't have a losing record. So that's consistency. And all the, teams would do anything to have a coach like that. But more so in Baltimore's case, when you've had the opportunities you've had in 2019, 2023, and 2024, and you have come up empty in all of those. And then you see on the other side of things, players who have left and coaches who have left, particularly Mike McDonald, who has left. And you see the Seattle getting 10 wins and, just having that moment. I mean, some of the decisions that have been made, it's so disappointing because of the expectations. And then when all of a sudden you're like, okay, well, they're at least going to like be good in the regular season, right? And then they're not. It's almost like, well, how do you justify keeping things the same? And, there are still 4 games left. You have to, you have to kind of play the games out, right? It's kind of like what we talked about with the Orioles. And actually multiple people on my instant reaction show were like, this is just the Orioles all over again.
It really is. It's like they horrible start. Then they like kind of give you, at least they got back to 500.
At least around. Yeah.
Yeah. They've made you feel like all of a sudden there was a chance. Remember that like mid or that early July run where it was like, oh, they're only 9 games back now and they have like 60 to play. Like, could they do? Like you just thought they had enough, and now you're at that moment where it's like they got to win out. Like we need some. It's not even something miraculous, Kevin. I mean, it's just win 4 games. It's the National Football League, so that's hard. But like at the end of the day, you should be able to win 4 games in a row. Now, the issue is they haven't been playing good football. And they play down to their opponents. They are a sloppy team. Turnovers have come at the worst time, every single one. They never have a good turnover. Not that any turnovers are good, but we never have a turnover that's like a 3rd and 8 and they throw like a 40, an arm punt. The famous arm punt.
Yes.
All of ours are like, okay, we got something going, or, oh, there's this big play opportunity, and now the other team has the ball in scoring position. Like, that's what sucks. It's like it's not only just bad timing, it puts the defense in horrendous spots every single time.
Yeah. It's really bad. And, with some of the stuff that we saw, it was so weird because, the offense was moving the ball in the second half and then defense was stepping up. And I'm like, I'm still worried about like the offense is still the number one concern for me. And like, that's my one like silver lining is, well, hopefully they just found something in the second half on offense, but like you can't start slow the way that they have this season or in games. And I've said this the last couple of years about Monken, where like I think Monken has been a very much net positive for the Ravens over the time he's been the offensive coordinator. But his offenses seem to either start really slow and then figure it out, but it's too late, or they start really fast and then they just fizzle out for the rest of the game and they don't really do anything. It just feels like
Yeah.
the consistency lacks. And I was actually talking about this on Locked On Ravens on the Instant Reaction show, where what's the closest thing this year, Zach, to a consistent wire to wire you felt good about it for the full 60 minutes? Have they even had a win like that this
No.
year?
They don't.
Like even the
Even
Browns game in
Miami.
week 2 was dicey until after half. Like,
Yeah, Miami game is probably the closest, but that wasn't looking great for a while.
yeah. Well, Chicago with Huntley. I mean, I can't remember a ton about that
But
game, to be honest.
Can you believe you just said that? That
I know, yeah,
Chicago
well, exactly,
with Huntley
yes.
might be the most wire to wire. Then, I mean, what? Then you had the Vikings.
Yeah,
Horrible. That was just rip your teeth out. Then you had that Browns game again.
the Browns game was terrible
Horrible.
the second time.
Then you had the
around, yeah.
Jets. They were making plays. It's probably the Jets, and it's not Jets or the Browns the second time. And we were losing in that Browns game, but I'm going to say those games, but it's not because they were in full control. It's because I knew it was the Jets and Browns. So it wasn't anything the Ravens were doing. It was just me knowing eventually natural, like the universe would right itself, and they were going to lose. But we were there with the Browns and the Jets. We weren't whooping ass. It wasn't belt to ass. We weren't.
Yeah, but can you believe you said that? Is like, oh, we're right there with the Browns, and oh, we're right there with the Jets. Like how the mighty have fallen, man, to be like in those conversations. But 2023, when they they were up like what 28-0 in the 9 minutes ago in the second quarter against the Lions. They had the Lions going for it on fourth down from like their own 40-yard line, like 3 minutes into the second quarter, because of how wild they started off that game quickly. That Seattle game in 2023, they obliterated them. Like, it just feels like we had, and I'm not asking for them to have those games or like score 45 points to like, I'm not asking them to put up like 45 to 13 wins.
Okay.
I mean, I'll take it, but I'm just saying,
I was like, Kevin, I'll ask.
Well, no,
for that.
I mean, okay, but I'm asking for like a minimum of, can we just get like a nice 24-10, like you feel good all the way through type of win? And right now we can't. I don't even know what this team wants to give us at this point. So yeah, it's rough. And then I do think, actually, despite the fact that he didn't hold on to the ball, which again, I'm not blaming Likely for that one. Like the fumble last week, yes, that was unlikely. I'm not pinning that one on Likely, the one today. But I think Likely probably made himself a little money in this one with the touchdown. But the thing is, like, it's been a really disappointing year for Mark Andrews outside of touchdowns. He's been the touchdown guy for them this season. Really disappointing year for Rashad Bateman all across the board. And
horrendous.
Yeah, and DeAndre Hopkins, I feel like they haven't utilized him correctly. I think we should see more Tez, but they're making him inactive. So I just, Zay's been your guy there to the point where he had 99 more receiving yards than any other player on the Ravens in this game. Zay had 124. Likely was the next closest with 25 receiving yards in this game. And Zay's had 11 targets. Next closest was Likely with 6. So he is your focal point, and that's fine. But it's not like Lamar's still spreading the ball around. Like, it's not Lamar's targeting Zay 17 times a game and everyone else gets like 2 targets. But, on some of these plays where whether it's offensive line getting beat really early, some of these plays, it feels like for long sustained periods, guys just can't get open. It just feels like Lamar's looking back there, and, we saw a couple of plays in this game with the pass rush who had 0 sacks on Aaron. I don't know. Are we in 2015, Zach? Because Aaron Rodgers was looking like prime Aaron Rodgers out there running for touchdowns and
it was
using his legs and just, you had DK Metcalf, who is not a great separator at times. The Steelers offense, who was horrendous at deep passing over the last, they had 0 completions of 20 yards over the last 4 weeks of the season. Just all of a sudden, like I can't even remember. Was it the first play of the game that they went deep to Metcalf?
Yeah, very first game after they're sitting there going, the Steelers offense is,
Yeah.
Yes.
So, did we get a super? Asmodeus, I didn't see we got a super set. Hold on.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't see. We were too busy ranting, Asmodeus. I'm sorry. Thank you for the $5.
Appreciate you.
Back to back, the OL became a plaything for a depleted defense. My gut tells me Ravens don't win another game. We need organizational changes.
I don't agree that they don't win another game. I think they'll get at least 2. They're gonna get 2 just because they are a decent team. I think they have talent. But I don't disagree with the organizational changes. I think they Kevin, if they missed the playoffs, can you bring Harbaugh back?
No, you cannot. You absolutely, even if they made the playoffs and got whooped by the Bills in the wild card, you couldn't bring Harbaugh back, in my opinion, because I've said this. I can't remember how far back I've said this. I mean, you know, people who've listened to me on Locked On Ravens for like years and years are probably sick of me saying it because I say it so often. But the thing that I cannot stand is complacency with organizations. And so, like, I get it. Like 2018, rookie Lamar losing the wild card round, cool. You know, you're just starting off the era. 2019, you go 14-2, you make the divisional off the bye, and then you lose. Yeah, that's a really tough way to end it. Obviously, I don't think they ran the ball enough, and this, you know, the injuries to Andrews and Ingram really hurt them, but okay. 2020, you get over the hump. That's progress. You win a playoff game. You beat, you know, you do your thing, and then you end up, or was that 2021? No, it was 2020. And then you lose because it was 2020, 2021. And then 2021, 2022, you missed the playoffs because of injuries, right? Or was that the Bengals? Am I flipping the 2 seasons?
No, 2021, because then 22 was Bengals because that was going into the.
Yeah, because that was when they lost their whole room. Yeah. That was when they lost everybody. So then 2023 was obviously
the year
AFC Championship.
Yeah, because then last year was
then 2020, 2024 was divisional. So essentially, you took steps forward early, but now you are like, if you miss the playoffs, losing the wildcard round, you have taken a step back in each of the last 2 seasons after reaching your peak in 2023. And, you know, I don't think there is anything. And I was going to say something. It was such a bar, too. I forgot it. Oh, that's so it's so tragic. That's so tragic.
But Kevin, 2023 was the year, unfortunately. I think last year was also potentially a year. And this year they're all caught up. What was it?
I was gonna, like, with the organizational changes part of Asmodeus's thought. You know, like, I agree, but I think it's not just Harbaugh. I think that Eric DeCosta also has to kind of undergo a bit of change in terms of his philosophies, because you know, the guard position is something they've severely undervalued for years now, you know, and I think it all reached a peak when they didn't want to pay Zeitler, and, you know, he went off. And I mean, how nice would it be to have Zeitler right now? And, you know, it's like we see this year after year at certain positions, and it's like, oh, our guards can't block for Lamar Jackson to save their lives. Here's another safety. They put so much emphasis, and it's not about the players to me. Like, I think Nate's awesome. Malachi, I'm hoping can, you know, have a great career in Baltimore. And, you know, obviously Kyle was 100% the right pick when he was taken.
Yeah.
Marlon's had a great Ravens career.
And that's the thing. If you're in a top 14, you take a player that's a consensus top 10. That's different.
100%. 100%. But, like, you know, it's then the other moves around the margins. And on top of that, it's prioritizing comp picks so much to the point where it certainly has hindered them about, you know, oh, we can maybe get this guard for 3 years, $30 million, but we need our 5th round comp pick and I'm just like, I don't think a 5th round comp pick is going to make
here's
or break.
The thing, Kevin, that 5th round comp pick could be anything. It could even be a good guard in a few years. Kevin, why would you want a good player when you could get this mystery box that could be a good player 4 years down the line? But I agree. And just to answer this question before we start to wrap it up, because Kevin, believe it or not, you gotta get up for a flight to Orlando.
Yeah, I know. I saw. I think Jessica asked if.
We'll try to figure something out while we're down there.
And now you get to fly to Florida, not drive. So
I'm so thankful for that. I am so.
What do you mean? You didn't love our time in the car? Me freaking out over Starbucks and
Kevin. It's so funny because
for like the whole time.
I would take that going down over the trailer back.
Well, yeah, the trailer for you guys I think that was the worst part.
Yeah, I think that tainted my because
you had to go like 50 the whole time, right? Or like
45. It's so demoralizing when you just see the expected time go up by hours, not minutes, hours. It was like our expected time when we started.
I get mad when it goes up by like 2 minutes. I can't even imagine.
Yep, same. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, we were supposed to get there at 7:15, and now it's like we're getting there at 11:40. And I was like,
you were in the car for like 20.
Yeah, because then I drove from DC to Baltimore.
You were there. Were you in the car for like almost a full day at that point?
Yeah, it was like 21 and a half hours. I woke up at 3:30 to go, and I fell asleep, and I finally got home, and I remember getting in bed, and it had just hit 1 o'clock, and I was like,
That's wild. When I
minutes.
went to the Super Bowl in New Orleans for the Ravens 49ers, my dad and I had a flight back that same night because I was supposed to go to school the next day. Like that literal day. And I remember like getting back at probably like 3 a.m. This was before, 3 a.m. was like lunchtime for me. But so I got back at like 3 a.m. I remember being like, all right, I'm gonna go to school and like my Ravens jersey, like let's go. And then I remember waking up at like 2 p.m. And I'm like,
yeah.
So that, I feel like that was you when you got back. You were just like,
That was done. And I'll say it, I do. I don't know what I'm gonna, and I'll say it. I am saying him extending the ball in an attempt to get it away. That's a football move.
But,
2 feet.
Yes.
And also, what did they expect him to do?
Yeah. What do you want to
like hit a spin
swirl
move?
around in a circle and like?
I like how we both went spin move.
But even if not the extension of the ball, because the argument for that, I guess I've seen people is like he was already like in extension, which no, because he caught the ball and then extended it. But even if, why is 2 feet down and then trying to take your third step not a football move? Like in the act of taking the step, like what? Because essentially, if you're not saying that that's a football move, you're saying you need to get 3 feet down in the end zone. Like, it's crazy. So
and our toe taps no longer a touchdown because I don't see no. It's funny because upon further review, I'm thinking Santonio Holmes did not get a football move before he hit out of bounds.
Hey, you know what? Might have to take back that Super Bowl. I don't know. Arizona Cardinals. Congratulations. Congratulations, Gerald.
You did it.
Super Bowl champion.
But Kevin, actually, I did promise on the post game because we'll do this while I pull this up. Prediction on the Ravens, how they finish out the final 4 games.
You're asking, or you're going to pull something up?
Yeah. What's your final prediction?
What's
your prediction? Then I have one more thing, then we'll head out here.
I'm going to go. I'll actually go crazy. I'll say, I don't know how crazy this actually is. I'll say 2-2, but they lose both the AFC North games.
That's not crazy at all. I could so see that happening. Could very much. I'll say 3-1. I think because I was thinking we split with the Bengals and the Steelers every year already. So I was already kind of thinking that going into the season. Now it's like you couldn't do that. But I think it's one of those funny years where it's like in those rivalries, both teams take the away game. And then I think I could see them lose. And then I think they beat the Patriots and lose in Green Bay. Yeah,
well, that's the thing. I think everybody thinks they're going to lose to the, like, oh, they're definitely going to lose to the Patriots. They're definitely going to lose to the Packers. I just think it's going to be the complete opposite. I think they win the non-AFC North games. And then, well, actually, because I didn't realize that T. Higgins was like concussed like 5 times today and still played through them. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, it was really 2 times, but apparently it was terrible management. Like he should have been ruled out with a concussion, and he wasn't. I don't really know the full details of it, but I don't know if he's going to practice or not. So T doesn't really play against the Ravens. So obviously I hope he's okay.
Doesn't matter though. God, we're already back in Bengals week. God damn it.
I know. That's like that Pittsburgh they had a couple years ago, and then Pittsburgh had like their bye. I'm just like, come on.
Yes, they had 2 straight. But Kevin, we've officially reached the time.
You're not gonna do. Oh, I know exactly what you're gonna do. I know exactly what you're gonna do. This is so crazy. Yeah. No,
It's
shot.
Tuesday. It's
No
Tuesday.
shot.
We
Okay, I
have-
actually thought you were gonna pull up the NFL tankathon.
no, no.
But this is
No,
honestly
it-
better. I actually like this. That is
Oh,
great.
well,
Yeah, it is
that's the thing with the
Tuesday.
tankathon for the NFL since there's no lottery.
Well, no,
I
I'm
don't
just
get
saying like
how-
you were gonna pull up the order.
Yeah,
There's
No,
no
but-
simulation. I know. Yeah.
but here we go. We are
Wow. I forgot they were 4. I forgot they were 4.
Kevin. Like I hate to get ahead of myself, but like they got. Oh, I thought they were the 16%. Like
So
they have a 10%
they
chance.
actually won out because remember we were worried that they were going to drop to like 8th or 9th in that like cluster
Yeah.
of teams right there. That those 3 losses to end their season
That was
really did them.
big.
They did it. They did it. They did it right. They did it right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Incredible.
All right. We cannot leave here until they get the number 1 pick. I don't care how long it
No.
takes. First try, hopefully though. Oh. No. Yes. No shot. Oh my. That is the most beautiful way.
Incredible.
That is the most beautiful way.
If it's not destiny, I don't know what
Wow.
is, Kevin. Holy crap.
That is unreal.
Oh, that was best case scenario. Holy crap. MLB draft
my.
lottery. MLB draft lottery live on Tuesday. So we'll have to do something for that.
Yeah,
at some point.
I think that. Well, what time is it at? Actually, do you know
I
what
have
time is
no
it?
clue. I'm sure it's
I know.
Yes.
Asmodeus, I do need to have that, especially for
gonna
the rate.
be-
I need to have. What times is it?
it's gonna be Tuesday at 5:30.
It's not terrible. It's kind of weird, but not terrible.
Yeah, I don't get why
Are
they're
you guys doing any interviews around that time?
I don't know, but I really
How long?
want
How long are
to-
you there for?
I'm there for
Well, not like you and the guys. How
30
long?
30, like I think I'm there for 34 hours.
Oh.
I'll get in tomorrow at like 10 a.m. and we leave Tuesday at 8 p.m.
So you're gonna have 2 days on the floor.
2 days on the floor, one night.
How long are there?
I think Tuesday is the final day.
Oh, so it's already started,
Yeah,
or is
I
it
think
only
Tuesday-
is it only
and that-
Monday to Tuesday?
Maybe there's Wednesday, but no, like Wednesday is kind of when
Things
things
wrap
are
up.
wrapping up. So tomorrow though, 1 p.m. Craig Albanese got him. So
Oh, is that breaking news or is that already announced?
no, I think people know. I think
Well,
people-
they do now. They do now.
we've
that's
definitely said that. We've
that's why
said-
you
Ryan
tune
has
in.
said that. Yeah, hopefully. Whoops. But yeah,
hopefully.
no, so tune in tomorrow. For that, I mean, look at what we got going right here.
I know. I feel like
So-
I feel like I want to have you do it again just to see what would it
No,
be. You get it?
We cannot.
Okay.
we
All right.
cannot
Fine.
kill the
Fine.
vibe.
Fine. All right.
We
Fine. Fine.
cannot
Fine.
kill
fine,
the
fine,
vibes.
fine, fine, fine.
We did it on the one.
right,
This is what we're going into Tuesday with.
I'm
So-
okay with that. I'm okay. You know, we need to screenshot this and keep it up. So I guess what we could do is, depending on what your schedule is, I mean, we can't stream the actual thing on the screen, but
Yeah, but
Well-
we can maybe do 5:30, like just watching.
I think probably
live.
you and I can get on a call and one of us can stream it for both of us and we can react together to it
Yeah,
and just one of us has it up. So
yeah. I think we do that. So
okay, we'll figure out, you know, what timing and scheduling looks like there. So
yeah, but that's gonna do it for this edition.
all
of
right,
Kevin
yeah,
Zach.
Zach
We will
needs
see
some
you
sleep.
right- I know. I'm hitting the hay. Raven season might have hit the hay as well, but we'll be back
Yeah.
on Tuesday, live reacting to
Yep.
the MLB draft lottery. Kevin, I've already accepted. I'm going to go get in bed, and in about 40 minutes, the Ravens or the Orioles are going to make a signing. If that happens, we're not
Actually,
sleeping.
I didn't see your message from yesterday, or was it yesterday or 2 days
Oh,
ago? Where
yes, 2 days ago.
yesterday, 2 days ago. That's right. Because I was
2 days.
insanely busy this weekend, and I saw you said, "Oh, get ready," and I'm like, you know what? probably gonna
I was
happen.
so ready. I
Probably.
was so ready.
Although
for
I
it to
saw the
happen.
notification, it's who? Mets, Orioles, and who's the third team for
Cubs.
Valdez? Cubs. For Valdez.
I think it's Cubs, maybe.
Well,
Or that's
did
Suarez.
you
One
hear
of the two.
the Cubs are getting Zach Gallen?
Yeah, the Cubs are update. They are hopeful to get Zach Gallen. Okay, Bob.
My all-time
Okay.
favorite is still Larson Judge from Heyman, though. That's my all-time.
Oh, it's an all timer, absolute all timer. But that's gonna do it. This
Yeah,
edition of
that'll
Kevin
do
Zach
it.
We'll see you soon. I hope it's before Tuesday. I hope it's before Tuesday because that means something fun happened. But we'll catch you next time. I guess do we go? I don't know who to say. Ryan Jensen needs some grit.
Not bad. I will go with Dewan Landry. Another safety.